Greetings and welcome to Education 385, History, Culture, and Society. This is a course overview and a video overview for week 1. So first I'm going to go over where you can find the course syllabus schedule, why we're using Slack, the welcome survey. So just to introduce myself, my name is Catherine Kinsey. I've been in education for 15 years, and for 6 years I've been a professor at the University of Laverne. I've taught 3rd grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, and 12th grade, so I've taught at all grade levels. Currently I'm teaching AP US Government, AP Comparative Government, AP Human Geography, College Prep Government, and I'm also a technology coach, so I teach part of the day, and then part of the day I'm a coach in my district. I'm an ISTE certified teacher. ISTE is the International Symposium of Technology and Education, so it's a national program, and I'm also a Google certified trainer. So we will be using Slack. Many of you have already jumped onto Slack with your introductions. We're using this instead of wikis or discussion boards because it is a live program. So you can either access it through the website or through the app. App is my preference, but do what works best for you. And this allows you to have more conversational-like discussions. So you're not posting and then waiting and then responding and then waiting. You'll actually be able to have live chat. So it's kind of like chatting back and forth with your classmates. You can do video conferencing, but most students just use the chat function. Starting week 2, you will be assigned into a group, and this group will meet 30 minutes every week on Slack. So you'll meet and you'll chat back and forth. You'll just text back and forth. And Slack is the quickest way to reach me because it sends me a notification on my phone. So it's faster than email, but email is also acceptable. All right, please use Google or PDFs. Please do not submit anything in Microsoft. I don't have Microsoft. And this is also a good lesson for when you are in the classroom because many families will not have Microsoft. Many families are going to be on their phone to communicate with you. So it's best to use a PDF or use Google, which can be viewed as a web page. All right, this is our textbook, Dynamic Social Studies, and you can use it either a hard copy or the online textbook as well. And we'll be reading from the book every week and then discussing. It's really important that you pay attention to the pages that are assigned in the textbook because when I assign a chapter, I usually do not assign the entire chapter unless it's a shorter chapter. I'll assign part of a chapter. It's a lot to try to read an entire textbook in 8 weeks. All right, so the class structure, we have 8 weeks, not 10 weeks, so it is a little more condensed. It's 100% online and 100% asynchronous. That means there are no class sessions you need to attend. Everything will be posted on Sunday before the week starts. The weeks are Monday to Sunday, and so the Sunday before the Monday where it starts, I'll have a video like this and all of the assignments. You can work at your own pace. Sometimes I will have assignments due by Wednesday because you need to do them in order to do the next assignment, so I'm just helping you pace. So pay attention to that. Sometimes there'll be things due by Wednesday. Just because we're asynchronous doesn't mean I'm not here for you. So if you need to have a Zoom session to talk to me or you want to chat on Slack or whatever you need, I'm here to support you in whatever capacity that is. So if you don't understand an assignment or you need a little bit of help, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. All right, so you will tell me what times work in your welcome survey and really think about the times. I've got a lot of options there. And then I'll be forming some groups and you'll meet on Slack for 30 minutes. So what you'll do is you'll be either on your computer or on your phone and you'll have Slack open and you're just going to text back and forth with your group. And it seems really awkward at first. And the first time everyone's like, what is happening? This is so weird. But by the second and third discussion, they're like, oh, this is really nice. Because you get that in-class discussion piece, but you can be in your jammies, you can just be texting, you can be doing other things, right? You could be making dinner and still discussing with your group. So it just is really flexible, but also allows for conversations. I'll post discussion questions on Blackboard to get you started, but you're just going to be discussing what you've read in the book. And you don't need to submit anything on Blackboard because I will be able to see your discussion taking place on Slack. All right, so let's go over week 1. The focus for week 1 is the foundations of social studies and the social studies standards. So the assignments are to join Slack, which a lot of you have already done, complete the welcome survey, do the chapter 1 reading and discussion. So for chapter 1, you're just gonna post on your own to Slack. You actually are not gonna be in a discussion group because I haven't made the groups yet. Then you're gonna evaluate the standards and you're gonna post a Slack welcome post. For this assignment, well, I'll come back to that. All right, so join Slack. So you're going to join Slack, and in Blackboard, there's in our Blackboard. The announcements is the first thing you see. I just always like announcements to be the first thing. The schedule and the syllabus are also here. So this is the syllabus, and then this is the schedule. So you can see, obviously subject to small changes. All that's posted right now is week 1, but in the future, the other weeks will be here. And this is where your grades will be in the future as well. So for week 1, assignment number 1 is to join Slack. So you're going to click on this link, and it's going to help you sign into Slack. And then this is just a video if you're like, what is this Slack thing? I don't understand. Second assignment is to complete the welcome survey. This is a Google form, and this is where I'm going to ask you when you're available to chat with your group. Please be honest and really spend some time thinking about when you're actually available. Yes, you can move groups if you need to, but it's a lot easier with only 8 weeks if we can get everybody in the right group the first time. So here's the welcome survey. You just click on this link, okay? And just, again, really think about your times for the discussion. The third assignment is to evaluate the standards. There's an optional video accompanying this assignment that you can watch which explains standards. So if you're new to education, or maybe you've only taken 1 class, and when you read the directions for the assignment, you're just like, what is happening? Maybe watch the optional video because I think it will help you. So this is where it is for this. So this is a Google Doc. So when you click on this link, it's going to have you make a copy. You're going to make a copy and then share it with my school email. And this is the big thing everyone always gets messed up with. My email is kkinsey. My school Gmail for Google Docs is catherine.kinsey. It's very confusing for you. It's also very confusing for me. So that's who you're going to share it with. Optional, you could also just not share it with me and submit a PDF of it. That's also an option, or you can share just a view link if you know how to do that. Complete the assignment and then mark is done in Blackboard, okay? You can submit the link into Blackboard as well. So let's look at the assignment. So this is the standards assignment, and as I mentioned before, if this seems confusing, then I want you to stop and watch the other video about standards, because I think that a lot of the questions that you might have are going to be answered by that. So first, you're just going to find a lesson or create a lesson at a grade level of interest to you, okay? The exploratory introduction is just how you introduce the lesson to your students. This is the main lesson, and this is the expansion or the after activity. It could be an assessment, it could be a project, it could be an art activity. It's just what you do after you've taught it, okay? Hey folks, we're gonna learn about fractions day. Here's a video on fractions. Then you teach fractions, or one part of fractions, and then maybe you have the students make pies that are different fractions or something. So that's the 3 steps of a lesson. Now, you don't have to make this up on your own. For this assignment, you can find a lesson that's already made somewhere else, or use one you've already done. The purpose of the assignment is to look at the standards. It's not the lesson. Okay, then you're going to find the standards that align. Now, this is where the video is important. If these don't make sense, you're like, why are there so many standards? That's why you need to watch the video. Okay, so I'm not going to explain it here, but if you don't understand, watch the optional video. So you're going to find the standards for the lesson that you picked. That's part 1 and 2. Part 3 is a little bit different. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick 3 content standards and then the California framework, and you're going to evaluate them. What does it mean to evaluate? It means to analyze, to question, to think about. the California content standards are old. They're from the 1990s, okay? And our view of the world and our perspective has changed since the 1990s. And so what California did is, instead of completely changing the standards, they did these frameworks. And so this is an example. So you're going to take a California content standard and you're going to paste it here. Then you're going to tell me, do you think, this is your opinion, was the standard culturally responsive and appropriate? Okay. Then you're going to find the framework standard that matches. Okay, so these are both about revolutionary ideas. Okay, and you're going to say, how did the framework, so how did this standard change the original standard? Okay, and then do you think that this change is appropriate? Was this change, were there additional things that could have been made? Oh my goodness, there's a typo, I'm going to fix that. Were there additional changes that could have been made? Did it go far enough in making the standard current? Okay, so you're going to do that. So this is an example, and you're going to evaluate that. And again, if you're super confused, okay, then you're going to do a Slack welcome post. A lot of you have already done this. So there's just a Slack welcome channel that you're added to, that you have the directions for the Slack welcome post are right here. So it's #introductions, and your name, a favorite social studies lesson that you did when you were a student, and then any other introductory information that you want to share. So it's just to get everybody onto Slack. And then finally, you're going to do the Chapter 1 reading and whole class post. So this post is just to everybody. So you're going to read just pages 7 through 14, okay? Don't read all of Chapter 1. We don't have time in 8 weeks to do that. So you read chapters 1, pages 7 through 14. Then you're going to go to the Slack chapter, and what I'm going to do is Tuesday, I'm going to go in, I'm going to add everybody to this, and then you're just going to answer these questions in Slack. So you're going to type it in either on your phone or on your computer. All right, that's it for week 1. Again, please email me or send me a Slack message if you have any questions. You are never a bother. There's never a question that is too dumb or too stupid. I promise you, I am here to answer your questions. That is my purpose. So don't hesitate to reach out to me. If you're not sure, just ask. All right? Have an awesome week, guys, and I'll see you on Slack.